This is the story of Indonesia AirAsia Flight 8501. On 28th of December 2014, an Airbus A320 was to fly from Juanda International Airport in Indonesia to Singapore Changi Airport. The plane was captained by a 53-year-old Indonesian pilot, Captain Irianto, who had 20,357 flying hours in total, out of which 4,687 hours were on the Airbus A320, while a 46-year-old French pilot, Emmanuel Placel, was the first officer of the plane. He had a total of 2,247 flying hours, including 1,367 hours on the Airbus A320. The aircraft was an Airbus A320, which was 6 years in service and had accumulated approximately 23,000 hours over 13,600 flights. It had undergone its most recent scheduled maintenance on 16th of November 2014. That day, the plane had a total of 155 passengers and 7 crew members, which make a total of 162 souls on board. Flight 8501 took off at 0535 hours Western Indonesian time. After 14 minutes of flight, the aircraft had reached its cruising altitude of 32,000 feet. At this point, Flight 8501 was heading northwest over the western Java Sea. The flight was normal until 0600 hours, when an electronic centralized aircraft monitor (ECAM) was displayed with a warning along with a master caution light indicating a fault with the rudder limiter system. After noticing this, Captain Irianto rebooted the 2 flight augmentation computers, but the fault recurred at 0609 hours, and the captain fixed it in the same way. At 0611 hours, the pilots turned 15 degrees to the left to avoid the weather and contacted Jakarta Air Traffic Control to request a climb to 38,000 feet for the same reason. The controller instructed them to wait due to other aircraft in the vicinity. While they were waiting for permission to climb, the rudder limiter problem occurred for a third time, and for the third time the captain reset the flight augmentation computer. When the memo displayed for the fourth time, Captain Irianto decided to reset the flight augmentation computer circuit breakers. The FSC circuit breakers were reset at 0616 hours with immediate consequences, as this action not only reset the flight augmentation computers but also disconnected the autopilot and auto throttle. It allowed the aircraft to roll to the left, and by the time First Officer Placel reacted to this, it was banked at 54 degrees. Placel, possibly spatially disoriented, at 0617 hours, Placel made a nose-up input on his side stick, causing the aircraft to enter a steep climb at a 24-degree nose-up pitch. In just 54 seconds, the aircraft climbed from 32,000 feet to 38,500 feet, exceeding a climb rate of 10,000 feet per minute. It then entered a stall at around 0617 and 40 seconds, descending at a rate of 20,000 feet per minute. The aircraft also began to turn to the left, forming at least one complete circle before disappearing from radar at 0618 hours. 2 minutes later, the flight data recorder stopped recording and the cockpit voice recorder stopped recording 1 second later. The aircraft crashed into the Java Sea and was destroyed. All 162 people on board were killed. The events leading to the crash were investigated by Indonesia's National Transport Safety Committee, while further assistance was provided by Australia, France, Singapore, and Malaysia. After studying the wreckage of the Airbus A320 as well as the two black boxes and the CVR, Indonesia's NTSC issued a report with their conclusion. It stated that the captain had ignored the procedure for ECAM instructions on the fourth warning and reset the CB of flight augmentation computers, unintentionally disengaging multiple flight control systems, which would have to be turned on by the pilots after the circuit breakers are reset, and this particular circuit breaker is not on the list of those circuit breakers that are allowed to be reset during flight, resulting in disengagement of the autopilot and stopping the automatic stall protection and bank angle protection. And it was noticed by the pilots, but it was too late at that time to recover the stricken airplane.